The global consumption of liquefied natural gas is growing rapidly, and now the Russian company Gazprom delivers it at 10 countries. So this is a 5% share of world market. The company's mission is to occupy the global market of LNG. The important step to this direction will be the project Vladivostok LNG.
Liquefied natural gas. So how is this advanced and environmentally friendly source of energy made? The gas enters the plant, it undergoes preliminary preparation. Where and how will the gas be extracted and processed for the new plant in Vladivostok? The service can only be provided by underwater robots. This is a very high-tech piece of equipment, and it is comparable to space technology. What will happen to the nature reserves located in areas where Vladivostok LNG is carrying out construction work? And if you also try to meet all the demands of the environmentalists? This is where social control is needed. Here we need to have certain groups working together to oversee the whole thing. So how will the new LNG plant look? What capacity will be produced each year here? And who will be the first to use Russia's liquefied natural gas produced in Vladivostok? Gazprom already has a wealth of experience in the production of liquefied natural gas. Sakhalin Region Prigorodny Manufacturing Complex. In this picturesque setting, on the banks of the Sea of Okhotsk, lies Russia's first liquefied natural gas plant. The gas comes here from the Lunskaya field. Launched in February of 2009, the plant had already reached design capacity by 2010, which was 9.6 million tons of liquefied natural gas a year. Today, this plant, which was built as part of the Sakhalin 2 project, produces more than 10 million tons of LNG every year. Producing this emerging and environmentally friendly source of energy from raw minerals mined from the seabed is a complex and multi-layered process. Here's how that miraculous transformation takes place. First, the conventional natural gas is purified of any contaminants, then cooled to condensation temperature, minus 161.5 degrees Celsius. Afterwards, the gas is liquefied, and this is what we call liquefied natural gas, LNG. The volume of the gas is decreased by 600 times through liquefaction, which is one of the main advantages of this technology. The gas tanker is a common sight at the dock by the plant. After liquefaction at the plant, the gas is poured into special cryogenic storage vessels. The tanker is then ready to take it anywhere in the world by sea. This technology allows us to deliver gas quickly to places that are either far away from the main gas pipelines normally used for transporting natural gas, or where demand for the blue fuel can't be covered by traditional methods. Today, the Sakhalin Shelf is best prepared for large-scale gas production. One of our most promising projects is Sakhalin 3, whose main goal is to extract and organize the supply of gas to consumers in the Russian Far East and to the LNG plant in Vladivostok. Two large fields have already been opened here, Kirinskoye and Yuzhno Kirinskoye. Today, the resources of the Sakhalin 3 project are estimated at over 1 trillion cubic meters of gas. Here's how the Kirinskoye field was developed, 28 kilometers from shore in the Sea of Okhotsk and at a depth of 90 meters. In 2009, geological exploration takes place at Kirinskoye. In 2011, exploration work is completed. Reserves are confirmed in the amount of 162.5 billion cubic meters of gas and 19.1 million tons of gas condensate. In 2012, construction of operating wells began using the Polar Star semi-submersible drilling rig. In 2013, the fields await operation. Expected production levels once development is complete will be 5.5 billion cubic meters of gas per year. This is how production will work at the Kirinskoye field. Gas from several well sites will flow into a kind of collection point called a manifold. This construction, weighing 220 tons, is firmly secured to a concrete base. The top of the manifold is shut with a special cover the size of a 3-story house. The gas collected in the manifold is then sent offshore via subsea pipelines. The service can only be provided by underwater robots. This is very high-tech equipment, and it is comparable to something like space technology. The robot is controlled remotely, and all of its actions, which are carried out on the seabed, are also done remotely. This is something like a space mission. Shelf gas production is a complex, high-tech process involving not one, not two, but a whole chain of interrelated processes. Many of these processes are monitored and controlled at a distance of several kilometers with the aid of the latest computer technology. Take, for example, one of the components of the Kirinskoye field onshore production facility. It isn't just the pre-cleaning of gas from impurities that takes place here. We also have a console for remotely monitoring the well sites.
We are now in the control room of a shore processing facility Kirinskoye field. The personnel can control the situation under the sea and above it 24 hours a day. It's like a big magic arm that can operate all the units of gas production from the long distance.
And this is the neighboring Yuzhno-Kirinskoye field, which will be the main source of gas for the Vladivostok LNG plant. Here, towering up from the sea, is yet another miracle of technology.
This is a semi-submersible drilling rig called Northern Lights and built by Vybok shipyard in 1211. The platform is designed to operate in Arctic conditions and are able to carry out exploration drilling in deep water.
The grand scale of Soviet and Russian industry has always amazed the world. But this giant, with a deck around 90 meters long by 80 meters wide, is truly something special. Only Gazprom has this type of platform in Russia. As our film crew approached the Northern Lights, the gas flare was burning, meaning there really was gas at the Yuzhno-Kirinskoye field. According to experts, its C1 and C2 reserves amount to 564 billion cubic meters, and it has 71.7 million tons of condensate. Production will be carried out here exactly as it is at the Kirinskoye field, using a subsea production facility. The Yuzhno-Kirinskoye field's gas production is due to start in 2018. Once everything here is in full operation, production could exceed 13 billion cubic meters of gas per year. Gazprom has great experience in the development of deposits. Maybe it's truly one of a kind in the world. But in terms of underwater exploration, we're doing it in stages. This is as it should be. Why? Because working with such a complex matter as the sea takes a lot of extra thought and energy. The gas produced in the Kirinskoye and Yuzhno-Kirinskoye fields will travel from the onshore processing facility to the main Sakhalin compressor station. We get the gas here, measure its capacity, its makeup, identify the presence of mechanical impurities, water, or rather the lack of it. We verify all this and compress it to the initial pressure of about 100 kilograms per atmosphere, i.e. the maximum allowed for us to put it through the pipe. And this pressure is precisely the impetus behind the entire gas transmission system, and in particular the Sakhalin-Khabarovsk-Vladivostok pipeline. At the same time, another unexpected discovery awaited us at the Sakhalin compressor station. It turns out they use aviation technology to pump the blue fuel along gas pipelines. Actually, the process modules are driven by means of, or rather they are powered by PS-90P aircraft engines, so that's 16 megawatts. As it were, the air power passes us the baton of this engine, which we then put to use in our earthly requirements. The compressor station is a giant launch pad for the gas moving through the Sakhalin-Khabarovsk-Vladivostok transmission system. The first gas transmission system startup complex was built in the record time of 2 years and put into operation in September of 2011. Today, it has a capacity of 5.5 billion cubic meters of gas a year. I think that we will not face any problems with the reliable operation of the gas pipeline. It is built based on the most advanced technologies of today, the most modern gas shifting aggregates produced in our country. We use only modern equipment. Therefore, without any doubt, this project is technically advanced and environmentally safe. The route of the gas transmission system begins at Sakhalin, crossing the Nevelskov Strait and then passing near Komsomolsk-on-Amur and Khabarovsk, ending near Vladivostok. Its diameter is 1,200 millimeters, working at a pressure of 100 atm. The total length of the gas transmission system Sakhalin-Khabarovsk-Vladivostok is 1,800 kilometers. The conservation of Russia's natural resources is the most important component of Gazprom's corporate environmental policy. The company pays special attention to the study of natural systems and minimizing any impact on the environment. Gazprom has gained further experience in creating environmentally friendly works in the creation of the Sakhalin 2 project. You are witnessing a unique phenomenon. This is the Goluboy Stream, which runs through the territory of the LNG plant at Sakhalin. By its close proximity to this huge works, the small river has not only not withered away, but quite the opposite. Now, pink salmon come here to lay their eggs, and in numbers previously not seen before. Well, it was a design decision. At the design stage, it was decided that we should leave this green area alone, that this pristine beauty could be preserved, that fish could be able to come here and lay their eggs. Moreover, because we now have the plant here and unauthorized access to the area is not allowed, fish can come here in peace and no one can catch them illegally. As a result, I believe their numbers are actually increasing. When everything was just starting out, many Russian and foreign environmentalists came out against the construction of an LNG plant in Sakhalin. We were absolutely and categorically against the construction of the LNG plant, because there were talks about it being the biggest facility in the far east of Russia, with gas and huge tankers having to go there all the time. So, without any doubt, we were all very concerned about it. Today, with the plant already built and fully operational, there can be no such claims from environmental activists. Everyone is satisfied that the environmental safety requirements have been met, including local residents, for whom Aniva Bay has been and remains an area for relaxation. It is now much cleaner than it was before. Now people come to relax right next to the plant. We couldn't move the beach, so they come here regardless. You can't force people. You can't say, here it's a public beach and it's okay, and there it's not. They don't care. They come, they make picnics, they relax in nature. I don't see any problems with this. Nature conservation in Primorye was one of Gazprom's top priorities during the construction of the new LNG plant in Vladivostok. Nearby is the Cedar Fold Wildlife Reserve, one of the oldest in the country, whose territory has been under protection since 1916. It was created in order to preserve the forests of Primorye, which are home to more than 50 rare species of flora and fauna, including the Ussuri leopard. We may speak about the safety of animals because the construction of the plant is set on the coast of the Khasan district, far from the boundaries of the reserve, and it seems to me that there is no threat to the wildlife. The project has passed state ecological examinations. If there were any incidents or conditions which would have caused damage to the wildlife, without doubt the project would not have passed the examinations. A liquefied natural gas plant on the scale of the Vladivostok LNG project is to be built in the Khasan district of Primorye in the Perevaznaya Bay. The plant's first production line is expected to be put into operation in 2018. Well, let's put it this way. It's as safe as a refrigerator in your apartment or a motorcycle on the street. A motorcycle does have some emissions, a refrigerator does not. Therefore, the energy supporting the plant will probably be one of the greatest environmental threats. But these power plants, they are replicated around the world, I would say in the millions. And their emissions are clear, and the benefits are well understood. And the plant itself is not dangerous. There are many analogs in the world, and none ever created such terrible environmental problems in any region. We think that we'll have the same situation here, especially as we mentioned earlier, it's using the latest technology. Here's how the new works will look. According to Gazprom's plans, the plant will consist of 3 production lines, each with a capacity of 5 million tons of liquefied natural gas per year. The resource base for the first 2 lines will be gas from the Sakhalin Gas Production Center, and the third line will be powered by the Irkutsk and Yakutsk centers. Today's target markets are the countries of the Asia-Pacific region. Implementation of the project moved on to the investment stage in February of 2013.
The project was made possible by a large-scale program for the development of Gazprom resources of the blue fuel of the Far East and Eastern Siberia, which to date are estimated at over 67 trillion cubic meters.
We have gas reserves and resources that can be spent on the needs of, say, our own country, as well as export needs to countries of the Asia-Pacific region. Today, we have developed and signed all the papers, and we are working on the Eastern Gas Program, which was approved by the government of the Russian Federation. This includes the creation of several centers of gas production in Eastern Siberia and the Far East of Russia. It's the Krasnoyarsk territory, the Irkutsk region, Yakutia, and Sakhalin.